Hello and welcome to your yoga practice. At the moment of recording, I'm in Georgia, United States, and I'm on holiday. I'm staying with my mom at the moment, and my husband's here, and so are my two daughters. My sister's here, and so are her two daughters, my aunt, and another one of her nieces, and my dad is here as well. So there's going to be a bit of sound, a bit of movement happening in the background that you'll hear, and I hope that it's not too distracting. Also, at the time of this recording, I've just come back from another road trip. We went to Savannah, Georgia, and we spent 4 hours in a car there and 4 hours in a car back. And then prior to that, we drove from Chicago to the south, so that was about 13 hours in the car. So this is a practice that is created to gently stretch you after a long time of sitting, and really start to reinvigorate your body and awaken the energy of your spine after being seated for a long amount of time. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start off in child's pose. So bringing your knees wide if it's comfortable on your hips, your bottom down to your heels, relax the feet. If it hurts to point the feet here, you can flex them and stretch through the arches. Extending your arms forwards and letting your third eye melt into the ground. And just softening your heart down towards the earth. Staying here as you begin to find your breath. Inhaling, feeling the belly, the rib cage, the chest expand outwards towards the ground. And exhaling, feeling everything melt inwards towards your center. Inhaling in this position, you can feel the sides of the rib cage expand. And as you exhale, maybe you can release your chest just a little closer to the earth and feel the stretch of the armpits. Inhaling now into the back of the rib cage, feeling the shoulder blades slide away from each other as you breathe. Exhaling, feeling everything just soften a little bit more towards your middle. And then noticing that flow of your breath and starting to cultivate your ujjayi sound. Using the whisper muscles at the back of your throat as you inhale, creating a sound that sounds something like what you'd hear if you held a seashell against your ear. And exhaling, reflecting that same sound. It's almost like breathing with your mouth open, but your lips are lightly closed. This style of breathing is called ujjayi breath, victory breath. And what's wonderful about it is that it sustains the energy of the breath and slows it down, even as you release deeper into the posture. Staying here for 2 more energetic ujjayi breaths. One more. And as we inhale, lifting our forehead, coming up to all fours, setting your palms below your shoulders and your knees below your hips, relaxing the tops of the feet to the earth if it's comfortable on the feet. Exhaling, feeling the belly draw in and up into the body. Inhale, curl the tailbone to the ceiling, start to gently arch into your back, extending forwards with your heart, lifting the gaze up, happy cow. Exhale, tilt the tailbone underneath you, begin drawing your pelvis inwards towards your belly button, scooping up through the rib cage, pressing the heart into the shoulder blades. Inhale, curling the tailbone to the ceiling first and everything flowing through your spine, lifting your gaze last as you stretch your throat. Exhale, rounding the tailbone underneath you, scooping up through belly, rib cage, heart, rounding upwards into your spine for cat. One more time as we awaken the energy of the spine, flowing through as we inhale. And exhale, curling through the spine, rounding upwards, stretching little pockets of space between each vertebrae. Inhale, come into neutral. Let's find our balance. Keeping the belly drawing in and up and pressing down into palms, feeling our knees and palms grounded as we exhale. Inhale, extend the right arm forwards and slide the left leg long behind you, picking up the foot. Exhale, your hand and knees slowly return back to the floor with control. Inhale, the left arm and right leg extend, lengthening out away from your center. Exhale, the hand and the knee touch down to the earth. This is really great. Continue in this movement. And as you work, I want you to feel connected to your core, like we're just gently nudging those core muscles awake. And a lot of times these core muscles fall to sleep when we have been seated for a long time. We don't really think to draw in our core when we're seated and relaxed. So it's nice to wake it up and feel that support, and also release and relieve any back pain we may be experiencing from a lack of connection to our core muscles. When you're ready, we'll go one more time, inhaling the right arm, the left leg. Exhaling, the hand and knee touch down to the earth. Inhale, the left arm, the right leg. Exhale, the hand and knee touch down to the earth. I'm going to add a little bit more movement to this. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Reach out as if someone's pulling on your fingertips, pulling on your toes and stretching you, lengthening you. Now, as you exhale, pull your knee and your elbow into your center and round up into that cat position, scooping up through belly and chest. Inhale again, lengthen outwards from your middle, extending through fingertips and toes. Exhale, draw into your middle and rounding up into your spine, creating space in your back. One more time, inhale, lengthening out. Now, as you exhale, just set the palm down. Now, inhale, keeping this left leg extended, I want you to sweep the knee back onto the opposite side of the right knee, and then resting both knees down, or just keeping that knee floating, crossing the thighs. Now, begin to pull your hip bones back towards your heels to gently stretch the outer edges of your hips. And just staying there for a few moments as you breathe. So this is just a modified child's pose. Coming back to that Ujjayi sound. Bowing a little deeper into this as you exhale. Feeling that stretch work its way down the length of your thighs, outer hips. One more inhale. Exhale, press into the palms, lifting your chest, lifting your forehead, uncross the legs, come back to center. We'll try the other side. Inhaling, extending the left arm forward, so right leg extends back behind you. Feel like you're being stretched in either direction. Exhale, knee and elbow draw into your middle, you curl up into your spine. Inhale to extend again, lengthening, stretching the body. Exhale, pulling in and rounding upwards into your back. One more time, strong Ujjayi breath in to extend out from your middle. Exhale, really rounding, scooping up into the belly, scooping up into the spine. Now from here, we're going to set this hand down, and then we'll take this knee back. And I may have mixed it up a little bit, but that's okay. We'll take the knee onto the other side. So right knee crosses over. And then you can shuffle those feet a little further away from each other as well. Create some space. Bring your bottom back towards your heels. Walk the hands a little further away. See how that feels? If it's too intense, the elbows can come in underneath the shoulders, and you can rest your forehead down onto stacked fists. And stay here for a few breaths, opening up through the outer hips and thighs. Coming back to that Ujjayi sound, let it flow deeply, smoothly. That's another thing that we often ignore, is the breath. As we sit here and we kind of focus on traveling and getting our family and getting ourselves from one place to another, we can lose the flow of our breathing. That's one of the babies out there. So coming back to the flow of the breath for 2 more breaths if we can here. Beautiful. As you inhale, begin to press into palms, lifting the forehead. Exhaling as we uncross our legs. This time we're going to extend back with our right leg. Let's breathe in, stretch that leg long behind you. Exhale, stepping that foot forwards to the right side of both palms. So begin to walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. We're going to take this dragon posture. So just scooching the left knee a little bit further back to allow space for the front of your hip to open. So the front of the hip is feeling this, and the inside of your right hip and glutes are feeling this as well. If you want to take this a little further, you can scooch your right foot over to the edge of your mat, pick up the toes and turn them out about 45 degrees. Really pull the toes back and lean the knee out. Pull the toes back towards the shin. That's going to create a bit more protection for your knee and ankle because they're in a kind of a compromised position here. Bringing your palms down upon the earth below your shoulders, just sway into your hips here for a few moments. Just notice how your hips are feeling. You should be having a conversation, an internal conversation with your hips right now. That's where you should be feeling this energy. Now press the palms into the earth, and as you breathe in next, I want you to extend your heart forwards, long spine, take the hunch out of your back. And then as you exhale, you can soften into this. If you think about the sun salutation, this is the halfway lift movement. So inhale, halfway lift, heart extended, long spine, gaze is up and forwards. Exhale, soften a little bit more to this. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, extending forwards with the heart. And now as we exhale, soften. If the body allows, lower down upon the left elbow. Maybe the right elbow will come down as well. And you can turn your palms up to take some of the tension out of your hands and allow this to be a moment of surrender into the sensations that are happening right now. So you can surrender into this position, into the stretch. Just allow it to happen. Those of you who are after a deeper stretch and it feels good to go there, you can tuck your toes under that foot behind you, gently lifting the knee and pressing back into the heel. Suck the kneecap up and feel the thigh really working here to support the leg in this position. And just here for about 3 more breaths. If it's possible, go a little longer in your spine, extending the gaze of the heart forwards past the edge of your mat. Your natural gaze can stay down as you keep your neck lengthened, but the heart's gaze is extended forwards. And just about 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. And exhale, if the knee is lifted, rest it down. Palms turn down, press into them. Shift your hips back. And as you breathe here, I just want you to slide this foot back behind you and bringing our knees together, just swaying your hips a little bit to counteract that stretch. When you're ready, come back to center and we'll move on to the other side. So as you inhale, extend the left leg long and back behind you. Exhale, pull the knee forwards and take the step next to your left hand, walking both hands over to the right side of your mat. And staying here for a few moments, you can just pick up your right knee, slide it a little bit further back behind you. Allow the front of the right hip that space that it needs to open up. Especially if you've been sitting for a long time, you want to stretch the front of your body. You want to stretch the front of the hips because that's what gets compressed as you sit down. Sway into your hips here. Add a little bit of shoulder action to this if it feels good, just to open up the sides of your back. And then from here, we'll start that halfway lift energy. So pressing the palms down into the floor below your shoulders. Inhale, extending the heart forwards as a long spine, lifting the gaze up a little. And exhale, soften. Can you deepen into this a little bit more as you breathe out? Twice more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, releasing, softening. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, this time softening deeper, allowing yourself to lower down into one or both elbows. So the right elbow can come down, and if it's welcome, the left elbow can join it. Don't feel pressure to do that, though. You don't really have to get down lower. What matters is what you're feeling. The stretch is what matters. Okay. And then from here, if it's possible, start to extend the heart's gaze more forwards, pressing the elbows into the earth so we're not sinking into our shoulder blades. Staying here for a few more breaths, allowing the stretch to happen, turning the palms up as that form of surrendering into this position. Whatever the conversation is that you're having with your hips right now, allowing that to be. And then for these last 3 breaths, if it feels good in your body, tuck the toes under behind you, lift the knee gently, pressing back into the heel, firing that thigh to support the leg in this position. Heart's gaze is extended forwards. You've got a long spine you're working with. You can keep your natural gaze down as you relax your neck. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And then from here, resting that knee down. Press into the palms, lifting the chest up. Sit the hips back a little to shift the weight as you step this left foot back behind you. Connecting the knees and just swaying into your hips, noticing how they're feeling after that deep stretch. There should be a lot of energy, a bit of heat happening, and you should feel open, as if you've kind of hydrated the tendons, the fascia, the muscles in that area. Nice. We're going to come back to center here. Walk the hands a little bit further forwards and then tuck our toes under. From here, I want you to separate your palms below shoulders. Breathe in, and we're going to come up and hold our plank. So let's exhale, lift the knees, press into palms, and find your plank position. Alternatively, you can drop down upon your elbows if that's what your body requires right now. Elbows are perfect to be down for your plank. Press back into the heels of your feet. If you need your knees down, that's okay too. Go where it feels right. Press the palms or elbows into the earth and allow your chest to draw upwards into your shoulder blades. So you're not sinking there, but you're strong, lifted, edge empowered in this position. Staying here for 3 more breaths. Yes, you can. 2 more. 1 more inhale. Exhale, gently touch the knees down, slide it back for child's pose. Nice work. We need to activate our core to hold ourselves up throughout whatever the rest of this day provides, even if it's just to go to bed, because activating our core is what helps to support our back and allows our back to feel that support so that it's not doing all of the work of holding our body on its own. The core is there to support the back, and the back is there to support the core. So you've got to have the core switched on to create that dual support that our bodies need so much. And that's what throws us out of alignment, and that's what causes pain when we have one thing switched on more than the other. On your next inhale, begin to lift your gaze. You're going to start to slide your palms forwards. And then from here, let's shift the body forwards onto our belly. We're going to stretch our back out a little. So once you're down upon your belly, fold your elbows and rest your forehead down to the back of your hands. We're going to press our hip bones into the floor, stretching our legs back as far as they'll go, and then letting them relax down. Now, feet a little wider than hip width. From here, lifting our forehead enough to slide our palms in below shoulders, hug your elbows in next to your rib cage. Draw the shoulders down your back. Keep your gaze downwards, and as you breathe in, begin to gently press into your palms and come into a baby cobra that just hovers the heart off the floor. Exhale, rest the chest back down to the earth. 2 more, a little higher each time. Inhale to lift the chest. Come up a little higher if you can, pressing the hip bones into the earth. And exhale, lay it back down. 1 more time. Inhale to rise. Come up to your highest comfortable cobra. Notice how that's feeling in your body. And exhale, resting it down. I'm going to add a little bit of shoulder circle to this. Inhale, rising up to your most comfortable cobra. As you exhale, your right shoulder is going to lead the way, rolling over towards the left edge of your mat, a big circle, and then inhale, your left shoulder is going to pull you back up. Reverse that. Exhale, left shoulder leading the way, crossing over all the way around in a big circle, and inhale, rising up through the right side. 1 more in each direction. Exhale, right shoulder down around. Inhale, coming back up to center. And exhale, left shoulder down around, and inhale, coming all the way back up to center. Beautiful. From here, slowly exhaling, releasing the chest down to the earth. Folding our elbows, rest your forehead to the back of your hands. Begin to press the hip bones into the floor and bend your knees. Feet in the air. Flex your feet. So the hip bones are pressed into the floor. And what you notice here is when that happens, the thighs just begin to lift just slightly away from the floor. We want to encourage that. Breathe in with me. As you exhale, try lifting the thighs a little bit more, like you're trying to push the soles of your feet up into the ceiling. Inhale, rest the thighs back down. 2 more. Exhale, lifting the thighs, pressing the soles of the feet up. And inhale to release them back down. 1 more. Exhale, lifting the thighs, pressing the soles of the feet up to the sky. And inhale, resting the thighs down. Keeping your head resting down, just sway your feet from side to side like windshield wipers. Notice how your back is feeling. Pay attention to any cues your body is giving you. That's really important. And that is yoga. That is working with wisdom in your body. Beautiful. From here, come back to center with the feet and stretch your left leg long upon the mat. Press the left hip bone into the floor. Now, I want you to begin to lift your chest. Breathing in. Exhale, begin to lift the right thigh again. So flexing the foot and pressing it up to the ceiling. You're welcome to stay here perfect as you are, or if you'd like to go deeper, breathing in, try reaching your right hand back and see if you can bend the knee. Hold on to the ankle, catch the ankle or the foot or any part of that leg that suits you. Now see how this goes. Kicking the foot back into your hand and extending your chest forwards and up. Staying here for another inhale. And exhale, releasing the hands from the foot. The thigh comes down, the forehead down, and we'll just sway both feet side to side. We'll try the other side now when you're ready. Coming back to center with the feet, letting your right leg slide down to the floor, press the hip bone into the earth. And then from here, as you exhale, begin pressing the sole of that left foot up to the sky. Can you lift your chest, pull into the elbows, and extend your heart forwards, breathing in. Now you're welcome to stay just like this, or if you'd like to, pick up that left hand, reach it back behind you, see if you can catch the foot, the ankle, any part of that leg is perfect. And then try kicking the foot back into your hand and breathing in again, extending forwards with your heart, maybe even lifting the gaze a little bit more. And then exhale, releasing the foot down and just resting your forehead down to the back of your hand, swaying your feet from side to side. Lovely. We're going to take a twist from here. So let's just stretch the left leg down upon the mat again. And we will turn the right knee out as if you're coming into tree pose from here on your belly. And then from here, we're going to lift our chest and slide the left arm underneath it. Start to roll back a little bit more to your side. You can stay on your side here. That twist may feel perfect, or you can go a little deeper, allowing your heart and gaze to turn upwards more to the ceiling and let your right arm fall back behind you. Now the arm can come down to the floor or to a block if you happen to have one handy, or a stack of books, or you can let the hand rest upon your rib cage. And that's going to give you that twist without putting any pressure on your shoulder, especially if your shoulders are a bit sensitive. And just staying here for about 5 breaths. Feel free to close your eyes, melt into this, let it be. And just staying connected to your breath. And then from here, when you're ready, start to roll over onto your tummy. You're just going to take that right arm with you. You can sway both feet from side to side once you land upon your belly. And we'll take the twist to the other side. So we're just going to stretch the right leg long. Turn the left knee out like you're doing tree pose. Lift the chest just enough to slide the right arm underneath it. And then you can lay down upon your side and join this simple twist, or you can go a little bit deeper if you want to and start to reach the left arm back behind you, turning your heart and gaze up towards the sky. Again, if that's too intense, rest the left arm onto your rib cage, and that'll take a little bit of the pressure out of the shoulder. So it's not so deep a stretch for the chest and shoulders. And staying here for about 5 breaths. I'm afraid there's a lot of background noise to this particular recording. I'm sorry if it's distracting. It's my amazing family. They are a very loud people. I am too. I'm part of that group. It's all happy sounds, so that's lovely. Okay, and from here, we're just gonna finish rolling over onto our back now. And we will come into a little bit of a grounding position. So let's start off by bringing the knees into the chest and rocking a bit from side to side. If traveling gives you gas for whatever reason, especially being on a plane, everything seems to inflate in the body. This is a really good position because it's kind of a gas release position. And you can start off bringing your left knee into your chest, giving it a big squeeze, and then the right knee, because that's the way that digestion flows through the body from left to right. And that just helps to release any gas that you're dealing with. But for here, I'm just guiding you through hugging your knees to your chest and maybe a little bit of rocking just to soothe the back and ground the body after the traveling that you've done, or whatever it is that you experienced today. If it wasn't traveling, but you just feel like you need a good stretch, this is a good one. From here, you're welcome to take it into happy baby. You can flex the feet, reach up, grab a hold of the inner or outer edges of your ankles, and pull the knees down and wide towards the outside of the ribs or outside of the hips. And I want you to feel the lower back connect to the floor. So uncurl the tailbone to allow the hips to open. And feel the entire back of your body connect to the ground. And you're welcome to do a bit of rocking here as you massage your back. Alternatively, you can connect the big toes and let the knees fall wide, resting your hands upon your knees, your shins, your ankles. And we'll take some time to move into Shavasana when you're ready. So you can just allow yourself to melt into the ground, letting the legs fall and flop into the earth, letting your arms flop into whatever position feels like yes for you right now. If you're comfortable enough to do so, close your eyes. Make sure your body is comfortable, you're warm, you feel good and ready to release any tension that you're carrying as you melt into the ground. And allow the ground to support you here. Release any control that you had over your breath. Let it flow as naturally as possible. Release any tension in your face, softening the space between the eyebrows, relaxing any tension through the neck, the shoulders. Allow your throat to soften. Allow the chest to feel open and the rib cage just gradually moving in and outwards. The breath. And let the belly rise and fall. Relaxing your hips. Feeling the back of the body melt into the ground, and the front of the body is open and expansive, easily expanding and contracting with the breath. Just notice the palms open, receptive, radiating energy. And allow the legs to feel heavy and soft. And the feet to feel relaxed and let them just flop away from each other. Allow yourself to feel supported and connected, grounded to the earth, held by the ground, all while being expansive, open, expressive in its energy. You can stay here as long as you like, or as long as your family or life allows you to. When you are ready to rise, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. We'll just bend our knees and roll to one side for a few moments. And then press into your palms and come up to a comfortable seat. We'll bring our hands to heart center and just take a moment to acknowledge this gift that you've given yourself, this little pocket of time, half an hour, to reawaken the energy in your body, the physical, kinetic energy of movement that carries the breath with it and awakens all the different aspects of yourself. This gift that you've given to yourself is really, really precious. Namaste.